Hi, I'm Tash. Welcome to Tash's Library. Today's video is going to be my last book haul of the year, barring any gifts that I might receive through the year. Now, the reason for this is I bought a house, and I'm going to have no money. So it's positive and negative. So I decided because of this that I was going to have one last book haul. The reason for this is I had some points that I needed to use up on my credit card, and so I got some new books using those. So the first one I got was The Terraformers by Annalee Newitz. This has been released this year and it's one of my most anticipated science fiction releases of the year. It's apparently very much like Becky Chambers and it sounds damned awesome. So it's described as a sweeping, uplifting and illuminating exploration of the future. So a love letter to our future. It's a journey spanning thousands of years, exploring triumph, strife and hope that find us wherever we make our home. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a really fun read and I was glad to snag that one. The other one I got has been on my wish list for ages. And once again, it's another sci-fi. And this is Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. I don't know much about this one, but it is a cyber type book, I guess. That's not a very good description. I'm really sorry. So yes, it's about the metaverse, a cyberspace home to avatars and software demons, where anything and just about anything goes. And it sounds awesome. It apparently explores linguistics, computer science, politics, and philosophy in a breakneck adventure. And I've heard so many good things about this book. So I saw it, picked it up, thought, why not? It's been on my Amazon wishlist forever, and I got to pick it up from a bookstore. So that's great. The next one I got was a sequel, and that is The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. This is the second book in the Burning series. Now, I did read Rage of Dragons very recently. That was the first book I read in April, and I loved it. And therefore, I was like, yeah, I shall pick up the sequel, so I shall continue. So basically, the first book, The Rage of Dragons, is a vengeance story, ultimately an African-inspired fantasy that is just so wonderful to read. A lot of military sequences, but just so fun. So I'm looking forward to this one immensely as well. And then the next one is no surprise to anyone probably. I picked up the second book in the Sun Eater series by Christopher Ruocchio. The first one, Empire Silence, was one of my favorite books of the year and absolutely adored it. Cannot wait to continue reading the entire series. It's going to be a loved series, I know. And I couldn't resist picking this one up because I'm dying to get on with it and continue. So yes, basically the first book is very much like a Name of the Wind, in the sense that you have the main character, the main protagonist, telling his story from a point in the future. And I really like that narrative setup, and he's just a really cool character who's clearly done some really awful things, but is also such a victim of circumstance. And I cannot wait. Christopher Ruocchio writes so superbly that, yes, I probably should have bought the whole series and not even bought the others, because I'm going to love this so much. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to buy the other ones, so we shall see. I may have made a mistake. I then stopped off in the Lifeline bookshop, which sells secondhand books for $2 each, and who can resist, right? And so I picked up 6 books there, which is a bit of a haul for me, really. So the first one is The Long Earth by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. Now, I have read most of Terry Pratchett. I'm pretty sure I've read all of them except for some of his younger ones, but I'd never read this one, and I thought, why not? I may as well have it because, gosh, I love Terry Pratchett's writing. So this one, I believe, is a little bit about alternate universes or something, because it's There's a series of events that happens in 1916 and then in 2015. So I'm not sure. I don't know anything about this book, but I figured, hell, it's Terry Pratchett. Why not pick it up for $2? The other one I bought was KJ Parker Shadow. Once again, I know nothing about this book, but I have really enjoyed KJ Parker in the past. 16 Ways to Defend a Walled City, I believe it's called. I love that so much. And so I thought that this would be a super fun one as well. And I believe this may even have been his debut. I'm not sure. But anyway, so this is a man wakes in the wilderness and amid scattered corpses and inquisitive crows. He has no memory of who he is or how he came to be there. Never a good moment. The only clues to his former existence lie in his apparent skill with a sword and the fragmented dreams that permeate his sleep. It sounds good. The other one I picked up is, I believe, a middle grade, and this is The Mysterious Benedict Society. So this is about 4 children with unusual talents who are recruited for a top secret mission. And there's only one rule: there are no rules. So how can they work together to save the world? And some of the descriptions for this book is that it's like the Potter books, but goes beyond mere adventures for fans of Roald Dahl, cracking adventure of puzzles, codes, and diabolical villain, and quirky and sprightly. So that sounds awfully fun. I also picked up a non-fiction book. So this is Parallel Worlds. And this sounds pretty cool. He reveals what for 250 years was science fiction fantasy, which is now the likeliest picture of reality. The journey he takes the reader on is so picturesque and the conclusion so startling that you are gripped. So imagine a future where we are not alone, where our universe is just one of countless parallel worlds, some strangely familiar, some almost unimaginable. And that, when planet Earth finally runs down to a cold, dark wasteland, we'll be able to escape into these new worlds and start again. So this is a guide to the galaxy and the future for intelligent life. So it sounds pretty cool. It's apparently one of the gurus of modern physics. And look at this cover. Look, it's actually so pretty. So pretty. I picked up 2 Garth Nix books. So that's Borson and L'Oreal, and these are the sequels to Sabriel. And I haven't read Sabriel yet, but it's on my Kindle, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. And these books were in superb condition for $2, and I figured, you know what, if I really enjoy Sabriel, then I've got the book 2 and 3 to continue with, and I couldn't really have got them for less than $2, so I figured I would leap on that opportunity. Yes, that is my book haul. Sadly, I'm not going to buy any more books for the year. I'm going to hope that people buy some of my wish list books for my birthday and Christmas. Christopher Rocchio, please. And I will maybe allow myself the odd Kindle deal. So if a book that I really want comes up really cheap, I will potentially get that. And I will allow myself to buy a book if I get my treat your shelf prompt in my TBR game. But other than that, that's it. No more books for me. No books for me. And this is it. Obviously, you know, I'm going to have a house. I'm going to get a puppy. So I'm going to be busy, and I'm going to have other things that I can potentially fill that book buying niche with. However, I'm still going to be reading. I'm going to have heaps of time of reading because I'm not going to have time to go out. So yeah, win-win, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe. Thank you for all those who have subscribed. It makes me super happy. Until I see you next time, take care.